Let me tell you why small businesses should not participate in Black Friday and why I'm going to be running a 50% off sale anyway. Let's start with how things are priced in retail and small businesses. Because I make clothing, we're going to be using clothing as an example. Your first expense is going to be materials. And that's all the supplies it takes to make the item you're making. So this would be fabric, thread, buttons, etc. The next thing we're going to have are utilities, other expenses, and taxes. So this will be things like electricity, machine upkeep, end of the year taxes, and other business expenses like gasoline and a car to get you places. And next up we have wages. So this is going to be our time times whatever amount of money we want to charge. That gives us a grand total. So let's say the supplies are this much, the utilities are this much, and our wage is this much. Now this might seem a bit high, but it's not because small business owners are paying themselves $100 an hour. It's just because handmade things take a long time to make. So when you multiply 10 or 20 times 5 hours or 10 hours, it adds up and it becomes a pretty big number. It's how much it costs to produce the dress. This is usually the price a small business will use when they're charging for one of their items. Now, mass-produced retail clothing is a bit different. So they still have the material cost, the utilities and taxes and everything else, and the wages that they pay their employees. But after that, they still want to make money for themselves. So they're going to multiply this plus this times 1.5 to 2.5, and that is going to be the total at which they will sell the dress. So if a dress costs this much in materials, this much in utilities, this much in labor, and then is multiplied by this, because the labor is so cheap and the materials they are using are so cheap, it's not going to be very expensive. The reason they can run sales is because when they tweak things, they're tweaking this number down here. So they might be charging more of the 1.5 instead of the 2.5 or even 3. So the company will be taking a bit of a loss, but they're already making so much extra money on top of what the actual dress costs to make in the first place. Of course, making things in bulk, making things assembly style, and being able to replace small parts of the physical labor with computer automation are able to bring the prices down on a lot of items. But oftentimes this also comes at the cost of cheaper, less desirable materials and unlivable wages for the employees. Fast fashion garment workers are not getting paid a livable wage to make these items. A lot of the time they're paid by the piece, and it could be as little as 5 cents a piece. Oftentimes small businesses do what they do because they love it or because it's more of a hobby. So they don't tack on this price on the end because people are already unwilling to pay what it takes to make it, especially the labor part. There is just no way for a small business who is actually paying themselves a living wage possible